okay,
maybe.
let's see. Oh, this is wonderful.
You just thought you were gonna do trade.
I'm not able to get into y'all's internet without permission. I've been waiting since about 10:15 for permission.
Not like we can find it.
But that computer wasn't.
But she's trying to get into a shared program in Salt Lake. We have a VPN. Everybody has VPN, and it's not letting everybody connect to the church.
But
The church- Like I said, the church now has a new software came out last week that we have to get permission to do that thing on the computer. Can't open up software. I can't get on the internet here. If I try to delete a folder, I can't do it without permission. It's just, and the work one at work too. I've got a camera, scanning computer. The Active Foundation Library is down because it needs all these permissions from the church. And it's randomly sent out to whatever computers in the world that they feel comfortable in. They don't do everybody's right now. They just,
I'm not gonna get into it.
up it's out.
Oh, well, yeah.
Just try to launch the meeting.
Well, I think I am.
Yeah, the camera's not working.
Well,
There you go.
oh, hello.
Tiffany?
Oh, I'm up there too. Good grief. There we go. That's better.
It's better than the picture on the post office wall.
That was from years ago.
Yeah.
Now no one can recognize me. It's
Yeah, if we want to do, we want to thank the Women's Correctional Unit number 28 for having us on 11 today. They won't let you on that either, will it?
well, it's because I usually don't have to sign in myself. So I forget which one to use.
He uses old docs for password.
I don't
You do.
remember. No, I do.
Yeah, you use all password. All dots for password.
Oh, yes, that is true. Thank goodness no one knows what they mean.
I heard you had an emergency yesterday.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, they need to go.
Yeah.
So,
I think
is
so.
it okay?
I mean, for the most part.
Okay, let me get this started.
Okay, go for it.
Get this started, everybody.
Yes, please.
Thank you folks for coming out. I really do mean that. You want to learn a lot today from Tiffany. Tiffany is very knowledgeable. She is great at what she does. Really, greatly appreciate her being here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And the big question is, where do y'all want to go eat for lunch? Because we're taking everybody out.
Well, I'm not taking anyone out. He's taking everyone out. He's got the
So-
card.
I just think about that while you're being trained today. You can take everybody out for lunch. Where do you go? Very good. Any other questions? Go ahead and get started.
Yeah, I just.
We don't know quite sure how this is going to end for lunch, so we may have to be a little bit late for lunch, or either we can go to lunch and come back and finish up. We just have to wait and see how this turns out. Okay.
Yeah.
That was fine. Okay. I passed it along and that's okay.
Okay, I think I have everything. Okay, so
Did you get start on the board?
I think I did.
So
Doesn't say. Where do I need to? It says Tiffany's talking. So stop video.
Oh, that's just showing your video up here.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, it's going.
Okay. I will probably stop the video. Just minimize myself. That's better. Okay, I'm a little off kilter because my trusty computer that I have everything stored, I can't use it very well. So there are some documents I can email you. I just need your emails. Shelly, I already know. Oh, you already got it? Tony. I know I already gave Shelly some. And then we have a few handouts I will give out when it's appropriate time. So what I do is I train on bid checking. That is, how do we, oh, this is going to be really weird. We look at books, we just want to make sure that it's in public domain, that it's not on the publisher J9 list, meaning do not publish list, and that we already don't have a copy of it in Koha. Koha is just a word used for a system that we use. It's a regular library catalog. You know, when you go into the public library and look up cats, and it'll show you all the books on cats. It's the same thing. So it houses all of our microfilm, microfiche, and physical books and digital books. Historical records are on all different program software, such. So I wish I could show you. What I like to start off with is when we get a book, I will be giving you a collection plan. It's just like 7 through 10 of items that we can collect, items that have genealogical value. And then in another column, it's stuff that we do not collect. So if someone comes in and says, I really want this scrapbook digitized, well, that's fine, but it won't go on Family Search. And that's because there's some data privacy laws and so forth. So we don't collect scrapbooks, but we can collect the small little family history book that they wrote or someone wrote early on in their life. And then there's a column of exceptions, because there's always exceptions to the rule, right? And that will help you decide when people come in and bring stuff, kind of help filter out items. Now you're going to ACLP, right? Allen County. No, you're going to Midwest. Okay. So it's a little different there, where you may not have to do a metadata request because the librarian, Mary, does it for you. It might just be more scanning books. But there's always surprises wherever we go. So this is good to know just for the language, for the understanding of the whole process. I will also be giving you a copyright flow chart. Essence, anything before 1929 is in public domain. That means no one has any ownership of it. You're free to use it however you choose. Then we get into more of the US laws where 1929 to like 1930 something. If it has a copyright notation, which is like it's C or copyright or all rights reserved. Those are all notations to say that someone has ownership of that book. In 1930s, you go ahead and put it on a spreadsheet, which I, Shelley, would you mind? Shelley's going to pass around the spreadsheets that we use, a printout. Thank you, Tony. And also a spreadsheet that's already been filled out. So when you get the copyright flow chart, it'll ask you questions. You know, what is the publication date or the copyright date of this item that you have in your hands? If yes, go here. If no, go there. And in doubt, put it on the spreadsheet and we'll figure it out on our end. Yes, Tony.
We sent out the form to the computer.
Yep. Just can't get to it today. Not in here. Thank you so much. So that when I go to the stacks or when someone comes in, I make sure that I have the donation or the collection policy. And then I also have the copyright information in front of me so I can kind of filter out, weed out what we can scan and what we can't scan. Another thing, if the book is written if the book was written in 1989 to the most current year, that is an automatic copyright. That means we can't touch it at all. We can't scan it. But there is an exception. 1989 is kind of like the cutoff date. Is usually a no-go. Unless the author or creator signs this permission to duplicate form. And are you familiar with the permission to duplicate form? Okay. Shelley, you want some? The duplicate form, you can use it for books, you can use it for periodicals. Periodicals are like the magazines, newsletters, genealogical magazines. Yearbooks are also involved. The thing with yearbooks though, like I have my high school yearbooks, but I'm not the creator or the owner of it. The actual creator or owner is either Jostens or the school district. So if someone comes in and says, hey, I have all 50 years of case right here in yearbook form, please scan them. I say, sure. But they don't need to sign a permission duplicate form. And but we can only scan it to 1989. So if they have something in the most like after that, I should say we can scan up to 1988. 1989 and current. They would need to go see the superintendent of the school district and ask for permission. Otherwise, we just can't scan them.
Have permission.
Yeah, someone went out and got the permission. Yeah. There's also some data privacy rules with yearbooks. To protect the children. So we usually stop like elementary school yearbooks. I think it 2005-ish. And middle school has a certain number, I can't remember what it is, and then high school up to 2019. But again, 1989 to 2019 would need permission from the superintendent to scan. What else? I have a document that's called bid checking training manual, and it will explain, no, it's the copyright and permissions manual. It will explain the copyright information. It'll tell you about how to use the permission, and it will give you a block about the yearbooks. Oh, fantastic. Yay. Okay. Awesome. Hopefully it's updated. Okay. Yeah. It only gets updated once a year. Okay, on the spreadsheet, the blank spreadsheet, a column for publication date. And that's where you're going to put the copyright date, publication date. If it's a reprint, put the original date and the reprint date on there. And then it'll on the next couple columns, it'll say US or INT. I need to know if that book was published in the US or in Canada, Mexico, Europe, so forth, because there's different copyrights for the US and everyone else around the world. And then the column will say copyright notation. That's usually a yes or no. Yes, it has one of these, or no, it doesn't have any of those. Whether I need to look up the title to see if that copyright was renewed or not.
The publication date. Start the copyright clock over again?
It doesn't. So when titles or books are in the public domain, there's a couple of companies, Higginson for one, they go out and they take that book and they OCR it. They put it through a computer so it reads it, but it's a really crappy job. And then they say, ta-da, this is new. And it's changed, except that it went through a computer program. So it's usually considered a reprint. And with the reprints, we judge the copyright off of the original date. So say something was written in 1820, Higginson got it, put it through their little computer program, this year. So we don't look at the 2024 year at all. We still look at the 1820 year. So it'd be public domain. Theirs would still be considered public domain. so we can add it onto the spreadsheet and scan it. Does that help? Coach Parsons?
Yeah, but not, it's not really.
So, maybe I should use a different word. If it's a reprint, not a republish. So it says 1920 reprinted in 2000. That's the date. Most, when you fill out a spreadsheet, most of the information will come from the book or the periodical that you have in hand. Or if you find it on Koha or another site, which I will show you right now, you can copy paste. So, you all will have or already have a username and password. Parsons, I will get you one shortly. Does anyone else need it? Did I sent one to you? Okay.
I don't think we need to.
No,
Are you in the process?
hammer's just out there. That's something. Scanning share.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if they're gonna. Must have been.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably true on my side.
All had responded.
Oh, okay. Oz, yeah, I should have followed up and told them that we were having this training today. So I'll contact the halls. So the screen will be a little bit different after you use your own username and password. The main point is the search field where you enter in a title. Sakes, because it has everything. So that was pretty easy. Just put the title in there and voila, it appeared. If I needed more help to search, I can click on the advanced search and use title or author. And if I do that, then we're not going to see it. Like in the 1800s, sometimes they have super long titles. It's like a paragraph of a title. I just kind of use unique words within that title to try and find it. Instead of using magnificent and illustrious, whatever, I just use whomever they described as magnificent and illustrious. Just trying to find if we do have a match. Luckily, in this example, someone brought us goose eggs. We're looking it up. This is just a typical record where you see the title and the author. Number right here is, chop it down to 10. And that's our jargon. So if you ever run across a problem, here's this book, it's got a problem of whatever. It doesn't have a link or the link's not working. My automatic response and the rest of the team I work on is what's the TN? Because it's the unique identifier of that individual title. We can see the publication details. And then we see this cute little publication date. And it has a copyright notification. So I just kind of keep that in my mind as I'm looking down the record. With the book in my hand, I'm going to look at some of the pages. Does it have illustrations? Does it have maps? Is it around 114 pages? We just want to compare to see if the book in hand is the same that we've found on this record. Right here, whenever you see an online resources and it says web link to view a digital version, or it says click here to view, that means it has digital images attached. So what I do when I have something in my hand, I click on the link and then I view inside. And I just kind of go through some of the pages to see, to make sure I have the right book. The other thing I look for is contracts. So on the form, it says permission codes. So whenever you look at the contract page and it has a 1 or a 2, definitely look at it, because a contract will be attached to the title or to the author or creator. So William has granted us permission with J1K3, meaning everyone has access to his book. They can download it. They can copy pages from it. This is like the perfect contract we love to see. Permission codes. So if you have a record that has a contract, these are the permission codes. It's always at the end. And then that training manual with the copyright and permissions, it'll give you a list of all the codes and let you know what it means. A lot of times there's problems, there's mistakes. So even though the permission type might say permission granted, the code will say protected. So you just give me a holler, put it on the spreadsheet, write down the permission codes, and I report it to the legal team that we have. And yeah, and I cite on permission granted until someone tells me no.
You have to put all of those codes.
Nope, just the J codes and the K codes. Yeah, all of this, do not worry about. It's a mess to memorize.
Yeah.
It's mostly the K code. If it's K to J, that means it's protected. If it's a J9, that means the author or publisher has denied family search from scanning it. There is a list. Again, that's from one on the training manual. whatever is here, we want to add it onto the permission code column. Mhm. I want to put a little caveat in there of this is sometimes it's difficult to get all this. Hello. Welcome. Oh, hey. I get my sister out anytime then. That's great. Um, I just really appreciate serve with and their determination, their faith in the process. This is the Lord's work. As long as we have willing minds and willing hands, it doesn't matter what happens, what mistakes are made, we'll get through it. I will also say that there are certain times when someone comes in, you may have experience with this already, that they will ask, look, someone's on their deathbed, please, the last dying wish is for this book, this genealogical family history book, to be put online. And you let Emma or myself know, and I'll make sure that gets done within a week, because we can do it. That's what I'll say. Okay. So if you can't find the book on Koha, then we're going to WorldCat.
Is Cohen
It's a company. Bywater is the company. They create Koha now, which is kind of good in itself. But you know, there's complications with that too. WorldCat used to be called, it was what is the word? Began as OCLC, Ohio Collection Library Catalog, something like that. And then, you know, with time, it merged with many other people, and now it's called WorldCat, and it is literally the World Library Catalog. So if you can't find it, if you can't find that title on Koha, pretty sure 90% of the time you can find it on WorldCat. And so it's the same process. You type in the title, and we have 5,626 results. I don't like that. It's too much for me. I've got other things to do in my life. So what I'm going to do is use the advanced search. Put the title there, and I know that the author's last name is Godsey or Godsey. I have 2 results. Yay! So much easier. Oh, and they're both the same. Yeah.
So if you do find a book that's already been digitized elsewhere, can we search just link to that other source?
That is a very good question, and common sense would say yes, but it doesn't work. We actually work with three different systems that don't talk to each other. So we have Koha, the tracking form, or book scanning form. Is that what you call it, Tony? Book scanning form? And then we also have this other system called LIM, and that allows us to publish the digital images online for everyone to see. And again, they don't talk to each other. So if we have to update one thing, we have to update the rest. So I would like to build a system where we can just download other people's digital images. But no one has yet been able to make that happen successfully because of what the challenges we face. Mr. Hammer.
So you want us to CLC number farm world, when we submit a request, but we'll still submit.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So, no, I like to look at the formats and editions because it'll give you, variations of that title, the record variations, I guess you can say. Different people cataloged it. And so I look for what matches the book that I have in hand. And we'll click on this one because we remember that it had the copyright notation. And then in the show more information, it's got all the same pages, illustrations. This number right here is the OCLC number. It's the second column on the spreadsheet. So if you can't find the title number or the TN in Koha, but you did find a record on WorldCat, you want to put that number in the second column. And what that allows me to do, and the rest of the team, is we import it into Koha instead of recreating by hand that whole record. So it saves us time. So we're able to kind of whip through some of these spreadsheets. And there is a training manual called the bib checking training manual, and it will give you kind of step-by-step instructions on how to use the search field, what to look for when it comes to yearbooks. You're going to put the actual title of the yearbook. So what's the mascot here for Payson High? Lions. So you put the lions in the title, and then author would be the actual school, or you can put it in publication, and then the date of that specific yearbook would be in the publication date. And for every periodical, it needs to have its own separate line. So sometimes people like to put the lion 1950 through 1960 all in one line, and then we have to figure out whether it is just a book that says 1950 to 1960, or if it's separate years within that 10-year range. And that just helps us out more to have it individually. If it's like a genealogical newsletter, and so it'll have volume 1, number 1, that will go in the volume column right behind the title, or right by the title. I'll say like Virginia Harrison Clan, and then volume 1, number 1. Publication date will be like January 1995. The January, the months are also significant. It's to help us keep everything organized. That's how we pretty much fill out the spreadsheet. The call number column, I don't think you guys have to worry about it too much because you're only scanning stuff that people bring in, right?
You know, with the books, with the Bibles.
Oh, fun.
And that's, so,
Okay. Yeah, so
but we've never had a call them.
the call number is just for that specific book within the library that resides. And it helps an individual put it back where it's supposed to go. So if you don't have it, don't worry about it. We also on periodicals, yearbooks, magazines, newsletters, we don't really add the pages in. So you can put them on, you don't have, it's not necessary to put them on. Yeah, that's it for that spreadsheet.
We felt
Well, Tiffany says,
because you're gonna get
Keep
the
it simple.
actual page numbers, one image.
for books, yes, definitely need it. For periodicals, not so
Oh,
much.
wait, okay, so we just, okay. Saying on books.
I-
Leave the page numbers out.
I'm saying on books, keep the page numbers in on the spreadsheet.
Yeah. And you're gonna have the exact number of pages when you get the scans. So
Of the periodical.
what do you use?
For books, I like to have, we all appreciate the page numbering because we do an audit. So whatever you guys do, I at least put 4 more eyes on it and check out the TN that was chosen. I check out the World Cat record that was chosen, and it helps me distinguish that what I'm looking at matches matches the record that was chosen. Because sometimes in Koha we have the same title of the same book, but it's just a different publisher. And it might be different pages. So we can have things edition 25, and it will have 5 more pages than it's had with all the other 25 or 24 editions. Does that?
Sure, pages,
Okay.
whenever you do pages.
It's mostly for books. Just the pages inside. So like sometimes there's a illustration, that's a page we count. Sometimes there's blank pages, we count those.
Yeah.
So the insides are not the.
Correct, not the covers. Mhm. Yes, yes. Yeah, the pages of a book will never match the scanned page numbers. Yeah. Just more of them. After you finished about 20 items or so on the spreadsheet, that will get saved onto your computer wherever you do it. Please type in like Payson books or Payson serials, maybe the date that you're sending it. Because that all helps us track. So if there's any questions or problems that arise, I can go, any one of us can go straight back to that specific spreadsheet where that the problem has originated. And then that gets sent to metadata requests at familysearch.org. That's also on a manual that you will be given later.
Okay, so 2 questions.
Yeah.
The green column. What?
So that's the way that I work is I allow and I create another column in the spreadsheet. It usually says Tiff's notes. And it was to remind myself what to do with the specific item. So for that item, it's a periodical. It's a serial that gets treated a little different. And I need to import it from WorldCat. Oh, but the green is, it's all done. It's all good to go. And then I also colored the TN column green for the ones that will be on the ready to scan list, which is here on the book scanning form.
Yeah, okay, one more question on the metadata.
Yeah.
So the attachment of the permission of
Mhm.
of the spreadsheet, I mean,
Mhm.
inserting it in the spreadsheet, is that okay?
Oh, definitely. I like to keep them together.
I wasn't sure if you wanted that on separate attachment.
You're talking to me. I like them in the same email so it doesn't get lost with all the other emails.
Attachment.
Yep. There's times I have, like the missionaries that I support, I tell them just give me a, use your phone, take a picture of it, send it to me. And, because sometimes the technology isn't working or they're at church. So it's another easy way to do it.
So you don't need the spreadsheet that you can manipulate.
Onesies or twosies. Again, this is just me. I work differently than I've been told anyone else on the team. And there's times where I will just get a permission to duplicate form without the spreadsheets. And I just keep asking questions over text until I can find the right record for it.
This as a PDF. Would that be shared as a
The way our systems work, we really need it on Excel, not PDF or Google spreadsheets.
okay, so sharing
You say sharing the permission form,
no sharing
that needs to be sent in
like if I had this pulled up on my computer and I hit share.
because you're sharing with all these other.
No, say share to you, Tiffany Vasquez.
Email.
That doesn't email it to you. It allows you access back to my account.
Yes. Sometimes it doesn't. Only because now, like Tony explained earlier, this new thing where I'm no longer, I don't have admin privileges on my laptop. So we're already running against blockages.
Just
You do the permission form and thing. Yeah. That's what.
If you're with your friend and he's on his deathbed and he wants the book online, the signed, I don't have to have a spreadsheet. Send it to me directly. And I'll get it done.
It's any time that we do the same the spreadsheet.
Always need it. We've been doing this since microfilming days. So why change it?
It works. Certainly said you don't need the spreadsheet.
Well, it's on like onesies or twosies, like the emergencies, urgency, goodwill. Yeah, we prefer if it's gonna be 20, like 5 to 20. Yeah, I need a spreadsheet.
Is there anything in the situation? Like Bob is saying this what you do with one vote.
Okay,
We don't need a spreadsheet just for one vote.
now you just
But if
take a picture of it, send it to me.
3 or 4 or 5 or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, now, like the onesies and twosies, he was talking about, where he doesn't need a spreadsheet. Is there any information that we need to take off the spreadsheet, just put it on this?
No, if for onesies or twosies,
Yes.
if you just take a picture with your camera of the front book and the title page and the back of the title page, just 3 pictures, send it to me. I can catalog it that way. I can bid check it, catalog it, do whatever I need to.
The front of the book.
Title page, yeah, so. Actually.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's a nice crest.
It's already in there.
That looks already been
It's
done.
already in there.
It's already done. Yeah, it's already
But the
done.
problem with it is, he sent in the permission form, and it still shows as restricted.
Oh. That's
You
when,
can do that.
after me.
Yeah, so that's already,
That's already-
Okay.
It's already there.
and
Yeah.
it's saying we already sent in the permission form before too, but it's still restricted. We have-
It's done, it just a restriction, the box needs to be checked that out again.
That would be
Yeah.
great for Bob.
Yeah. So I have, any copyright information. Okay. Sure, the title page, because that usually has the full title. This kind of shortens it. And you. This one just had the next one.
We've come across several of books that we've scanned that still shows restricted, but that we sent in permission slips for, so we're not sure why they put out as restricted.
Yeah, sometimes it's the technology is. But for any. Emma, you email me, I'll get. Like your spreadsheets. All right.
Well, not this week. We didn't have spreadsheet until we have, even idea, and then send a spreadsheet. That way we flow, we're not.
So then in the email, you'll have like. Bold permission.
Yeah, we'll have more.
Yeah.
So then we can tell people, please send your request on this. So it's all one process.
Yeah.
So is that okay?
Only thing I see on, the only. That I don't see on the permission to pay form is.
People put it on the back. because the
Yeah,
back
and
is-
that's fine too.
Where do you, something, oh, I did.
It's under, I know, it's.
Yeah.
It's
Real
legal,
small.
right? It's under materials, there's that, little space, you need to put the title there.
That is,
Um,
but
Yeah.
we can add it when we see it.
Yeah,
It has, I have brought it up.
There's multiple some back.
I know that all these forms, the spreadsheet for. People.
Um,
Are you gonna be the contact person for these folks here?
it's Emma. Um, but, okay, so Emma's, I'll just give you some context. Emma works with Allen County Public Library, the biggest full library. It's almost. She works with another huge library. They put in multiple spreadsheets a day.
What's Evan's last name?
Brandon, Brannon. That's why I say email her or me. I can get to it. Sure. And she can. Actually, this is urgent item.
Since 1 to 5 days.
Yeah.
I should be here.
A lot for us, like Emma and the others, is that our system's been down. And for like several months because no one was able to fix it. What's wrong with the platform we use to publish those digital images? It's not publishing. So with that, I described how far behind Emma is. She's months behind. I'm working. I've got 25 spreadsheets. And it's not all of April to do. They already have a bunch. I'm just ready to scan list. Sheets and do. Actually, when missionaries are new. When they you want to say you're at lunch. What's this question? Oh, it's a screen answer. Just me. Something like. I only cares. I shouldn't say only cares, but and she likes to know what's being sent, the spreadsheets being sent to me, and then the spreadsheets that I audit being returned where she's at. And then I get an email from her, hey, there's a problem with this, hey, there's a problem with that.
One other question. If there's some. It's not copyrighted, because I actually contacted the office. He says, well, it's not copyrighted. I don't know why they're not letting. So if I gave her a form, I just send it to you and it can be.
Or call me, text me. I'll research it. That's weird.
All it does is just change that image.
Well, I have to change it now on all three systems. And then, okay, got that one done.
No, we can fix those.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yes.
I feel there's looking someone asking again. I did seven. And so that's it. Yeah. else for this old June on there. That's a- I saw them there. Yeah. I was gonna ask you, I don't have any information. I don't know what happened because Bob was here, so I introduced him. And that I thought.
There it is.
I said, she's
done.
very well.
He's home.
Oh, yes, yeah. Bob was pretty happy. And he put up the Spanish screen, yeah. Oh, yeah. And it takes over. No, no. And so does this need to get returned to? So that's why I said.
I'll
you got
take
it.
the,
Okay.
take care of that.
Then somebody said.
So we're on the, after now.
Yes, well, this is, on family search,
Yeah.
search, and then books. And,
Part of the training.
yeah. So I just switched all three systems from protected to full permission for this book. My pleasure.
Okay, so that's
Any other,
just an example
Yeah.
of this, the weird situation that you can help us. Went on,
well, it's always one off, but there's like 60 of them.
but typical went off, yeah.
Yeah.
What you get every day, 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, my philosophy is none of us get to see the actual images at all. Not even after they're scanned. So that's why we need the spreadsheet filled out so wonderfully. Because that's it. And but also my philosophy is I need your eyes and ears. So when something you come across on familysearch.org, especially with the books, is amiss, tell me about it, because I want to keep the integrity in online. I just want to keep the integrity online.
Errors page on this. Well, on the errors page,
Yes.
where does that?
Me get it. So, it's my
For example, it was what it says page now. Is that in?
either, yep. I don't know where it's from. Usually there's a drop down menu for me. So check on the scan sites that I support. So there would be a Payson Family History Center. So you would see just the problems. I create some of the problems that I see, like the issues that need to get fixed. The other coworkers on my team also, but a lot of it comes from Orem. So when I do my audit, I return the spreadsheet back, you guys scan, you send it off to this cloud. Orem gets it, goes to the OCR. And then Rosa Sharon, she provides like a list of all the books that have been scanned from the center and all the URLs that were created, the links. I don't get that. But Orem also does an audit before they send it through the OCR. And that's when they look at the image by image and they point out some issues. So it gets through your 2 audits. They have 2 other audits. So there's 4 audits on that specific book. I just get to see the metadata.
Page not found, what do we do with that?
That's a great question. Let's look it up.
How big is the one thing?
Okay, so the page, I don't know. This is for Internet Archive. Not much. I don't know that one. Oh, here. We'll look one up. Okay, so this book, volume 2 of whatever it is, it's not online. It was scanned last year, but visual images aren't where they're supposed to be. And so Jackson, who works at the Family History Library, he sent it to publishers, the publishing team, which is Rosa Sharon and Spencer Wood.
So that means that basically the file is.
The digital image itself, I'd have to looking at a few other systems to kind of research it. So everyone's able to create the problem within the book scanning form. It's just right here. And it is good to keep an eye on the Payson Family History Center problems. Because sometimes if you have a book like Brother Bloomer and it's been scanned, but later on Orem sends a problem back to you and says, hey, there's a page missing, then you can rescan that page or the whole book. I don't know a lot and get it solved. Great questions. Anything else?
Lots of pieces of that menu that we've never.
This one?
Yeah, we don't know what a lot of those things mean.
Neither do I.
We discovered the problems. After a few years.
Okay. Yeah, it's not talked about a lot, but we're getting some heat. So now we talk about it. These are the only ones I really use. Yeah. This problems related to publishing, that's just for the publishing team to fix the problems.
Problems just a year.
Oh,
You would be assigned. Becky Loveridge sent me an email So here's one you just scanning. Signed in, you can go to scan up there, number 6, and you'll see all the problems. Whether it be missing pages or
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is, we've been scanning for 2 years. We just discovered that page on our own. There was never any training.
Correct.
So
Because
I just wondered, is there more things?
should be looking at.
no,
I don't know of any.
okay, you guys only have 10 problems. That's it.
Yeah,
Easy.
Look at that, January.
so
Yeah, they saved all of them.
some of those are not correctable, so I don't know.
Yeah, okay, so let's go to this one. To that problem. And click edit. And if you say no can do, then you send it back to Orem, or you can send it to the publishing. I don't know the difference between the two. And then you can say propose to close, problem fixed. I'm not going to save it because it will go away and I can't get it back. But then yeah,
That's the number 1.
once you save it, it'll take it out of the problem queue and go somewhere else.
So that's 0398. And when I go to 0398 from Harmon, it says the book is locked by T. Howell. So,
Oh yeah, because I have it open.
oh,
So only 1% of the time. Let me cancel and get out of it. See if you can get back into it. Yeah, okay. I'll log out. Maybe that'll work.
no, maybe I need.
If that doesn't work,
Oh,
yep, book locks. I don't think you have this option. What was it? Shoot, what was the book we were looking at?
oh, book number?
Yeah,
453. No. 530399.
okay. Try that.
Is everybody signed into this?
Access to tracking form or book scanning form.
Okay, so here's another example. It says image number 11 has a serial number. Because the guy was in the army. And it says, does a serial number for the army need redaction? Well,
Yeah.
I'm not the one that did it, you know?
You're right. So I send it off to cataloging or publishing.
How do you know? Do I need to tell you about?
Yeah, so you would click on the TN.
Exactly.
To ORM or catalog.
The arms one, so.
Okay, so check them.
So
please.
Oh, passing the buck.
It's.
Yeah.
Why the technology works, and
Yeah.
we don't have the technology here, so.
Exactly right. Don't ever be.
And then you just save. Yeah. no
That's the
problem.
kind of training. Yeah.
Like one person here, just take care of that.
Problems.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like somebody.
Okay, yeah. Oh, okay, that's great.
Okay. That's fucking here.
Any other, excuse me, comments, confusion? We don't know what we don't know, right? Well, that's like baptism by fire, right? When you're a bishop or legislative president, whatever. Oh, email or phone, when I send you the documentation. Well, and then because you're going to Midwest, one has my phone number there and I'll just give it to you too. But when I email you, all of that will be on the email. Yeah, pretty much anything in Missouri. So we have how it works for you guys specifically is that that's on a wheel. Several spokes. So we're doing a project for Cass County Public Library, Cass County Geological Society. We're doing a project with City Public Library. Missionary couple for each. Couples there. So we will not be at the light. Oh, okay. Well, what's happening? We're going to some of those specific things. And bring it to the Midwest Geological Society Center. Return, and then another negative. Okay. Yeah. As in. And if the rains are there, and the flats, I forget when they go home. Work with the rains for several weeks now. And after we want to talk to them beforehand, we.
Okay.
That's it?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Sunny ones.